Hi there, I'm Grimith. This is Outcast, brought to you for 3 hours by Ortwin as part of the Rewarding the Warders opportunity I offered last year. I've never played the game until this morning. It's early December 30th, before I head off to work. I already dislike it. We're off to a bad start. Outcast is an action-adventure game developed by Appeal and published by Infogrames in 1999. I can't recall hearing of it until the request. I was busy with other games at the time. Now, I've owned Outcast for GOG since I got the request, and with some time to spare this morning, I figured I'd take it for a spin, downloading it, installing it, attempting to configure it for recording. Turns out, and I only figured this out with research, the game is now Outcast 1.1 High Definition. It replaced the original version of this game on GOG 3 days ago, and I would have needed to download something labeled bonus content in order to get to the original game. Thanks Fresh 3D, thanks GOG. That saves me the time of having to configure the game, and one of the features of Outcast 1.1 is other resolution support, so we'll have that. This was entirely a fluke. I just managed to catch it at this time. Hooray. So we have news options, we have settings options where I can configure things. I currently have a 1280 by 720, because that's what I like. Alright, sure, fine, cool. Let's go ahead and click play. You'll notice that I'm using a monitor capture here, for reasons that will quickly become apparent. So let's play. Stop. I don't know whether you folks can even see that, so I'm going to go ahead and shrink that size. The intro video for this game, I imagine due to just, I'm not actually sure about the reason. I didn't do enough research into what the reasoning behind it is. But the intro video for this game appears in its own separate launcher window, with its own separate controls. And I could only progress to the game. I never even finished playing the playthrough. I just closed out of it, and then it launched the game up normally. Thought I would share that experience with you folks. Let me go ahead and see if I can, and I didn't try to do this. You guys get behind-the-scenes, professional, super cool commentary window here. If I can make this just appear for you. And then maybe I can disappear the launcher window. And then if I get you to fit the screen, and then we click play, it doesn't show up for you. Because why would it? I hate my life. Alright. I usually handle these recording problems off camera, but I don't know, I guess I just wanted to give you folks a special look into my life as it is. As painful and as wonderful as you could possibly imagine. I've been doing this for, I don't know, maybe a half hour. Actually, more like 45 minutes now. Okay, we'll just do a monitor capture then. Yes, arrow's activated. Get over it. Ah. Now, if I fit that to screen, that's as pretty as it's gonna get for you folks.
The discovery of the superstrings theory, which stated that an elementary particle that is 10 to the negative 35 meters in diameter was the basic element of all matter. This prompted the idea that an infinite number of worlds exist parallel to our own, all separated by extra dimensions at the subatomic scale.
Teilchen von 10 hoch minus 5
will be a year long remembered in the scientific world as Professor William Kaufman's published work on ubiquitous strings is released. Simply put, Kaufman predicts that travel to a parallel world may be possible using a method he's called string tunneling. But many in the scientific field, while agreeing with his findings, say that the power output that is needed is far beyond the capabilities of science. Anthony Zhu's trial ended today with a narrow not guilty verdict. The families of the 11 MIT lab workers who were killed in the July 1999 explosion contend that Zhu was at fault, and that his attempt to create the first matter-antimatter reaction was the cause.
You're in my light, pal.
Commander Slade?
Not bad. I guess my weight, too.
I'm Major Vernon, sir. We've got a diamond priority situation at one of our outposts, and I'm to bring you to the site.
I got time to finish my drink? Guess not.
Commander! Sorry, sir, but we're almost to the site, and I'm supposed to debrief you before we land.
Get on with it, then.
In your mission briefing, you'll see that yesterday at 16:30 GST, a top-secret military experiment was launched.
You got any coffee?
No, sir. Now, if you'll just follow along.
Damn. Okay, I'm all ears, Major. Go on.
Well, as you may know, scientists have talked about traveling to parallel worlds for the last couple of years, and yesterday, we did it.
Did what?
We sent a probe through the boundary separating us from the other dimensions.
Really? Where'd you wind up? Belgium?
For 71 minutes, we were receiving data back from the probe before an entity from that world damaged it, sending an energy backlash through to our world that's caused an atomic chain reaction we were unable to contain.
Looks like your precious lab blew up.
Not exactly. Pilot, give me a 30-degree roll to port. It caved in.
Let me get this straight. The probe you shot in the Twilight Zone screwed up and is sucking us in?
Yes. And the vortex is growing exponentially, Commander. We estimate 25 days before the Earth is no more than a cosmic memory.
So why am I here?
You're here to escort a group of 3 scientists into the same parallel world to repair and retrieve that probe.
I'm trained in combat and survival. I don't run an escort service.
Urgent. Soft gear maintenance op needed at Hall G13. Red Sector comm briefing is a go at 1300 hours.
Look, all I'm saying, Anthony, is we weren't ready. I was as eager as you to test our theories, but that didn't give us license to...
Us? I'm not taking the fall for your flawed theories, Kaufman. My energy source didn't lose that probe, and when we find it, I'll...
Attention. Report all
Gentlemen,
packages.
this is Commander Cutter Slade. He's here to make sure you have no problems on your little trip.
No more than you've got, anyway.
This is Professor William Kaufman, head of the Cristobal Project.
Lab techs,
It's a pleasure, Commander. I'm sorry
You
it
and me
has to-
both, Professor.
And Professor Anthony Xu, Professor Kaufman's...
guiding light. Without me, he'd still be at the blueprint stage.
Where I fear we should have stayed.
We can save the speculation until after we've plugged that hole, gentlemen. Professor Kaufman, you're due at the pad first.
Oh, I'll be along momentarily, Major.
Urgent. Past 5 commanders. P1 reload.
So, what's the plan, Professor?
Quite simple, really. When we get to the other world, we locate the damaged probe and repair the systems using these backup cards. Of course, the damage could be anything from the power output to the...
It's not the power output, it's the string tunneling device.
We'll find that out soon enough, Professor. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm off to the pad. Why did they choose you, Commander?
Guess I drew the short straw.
Nice to know we have something in common. See you on the other side, gentlemen.
One step away from proving my energy source can work, and now this. I can't believe my luck.
Don't worry, Professor. Stick close to me and we'll get through this.
Listen, G.I. Joe. I'm only gonna tell you this once. I don't take orders from anyone.
Is that so?
I have a strong feeling you're going to be trouble.
Mm-hmm. The feeling's mutual, Professor. It's a bit on the tight side.
Sorry. We've already sent a shipment of new technology weaponry to the other world. The instructions were in your brief.
Thanks. By the way, you said 3 scientists. So far, I've only seen double.
Wolf?
Oh, God.
What's she doing here?
You two know each other?
Not really. I know her lawyers pretty well, though.
Look, about that,
Is there a problem?
I don't really know. Is there, Wolf? I wouldn't want the senator upset again.
My mother has nothing to do with this. I'm here on my own credentials.
Ms. Wolf is our exobiologist, Commander. If your mission runs longer than expected, she'll be helping you figure out which bugs to eat and what plants to
Commander
avoid.
Slade, T-minus 10 minutes to launch.
She'll also be attempting communication with the sentient beings we saw on the probe.
Communication? Her? How ironic.
You don't understand, Commander. What happened wasn't...
This happy reunion will have to wait, you two. Commander, we need you on the pad now. Ms. Wolf? What was all that about?
Guess you guys didn't have time for background checks. Level with me, Vernon. Is this thing really gonna get us there alive?
Would you rather stay here?
You've got a point there. Just try not to break anything else before I get back, will you?
We'll try, Commander. Good luck.
That intro video put me in an alright mood. That was the first time I'd seen it. Skipped the other times, and, that was pretty good, wasn't it? Alright. Alright, my bad feelings toward this game have, for the most part, been dismissed. Good work. Good work, original content. Now, we have a lot more dialogue and exposition to go through before we get started the game proper, but I did want to discuss one other thing whenever I was doing sound testing for this video. This was the other major thing that bugged me. I couldn't actually do any sort of interaction with these menus at all. I didn't want to hear the exposition, I just wanted to click on exit movie. But you'll notice, my mouse pointer being what it is, it's not actually exiting it. Well, I didn't read that section in the manual carefully enough for controls, and I just assumed my mouse could interact with things. No! You'll want to use the keyboard to move over the option, and then click. Like so. Although, of course, not that you could tell, because it's the same thing. Just trust me on that. Black Stoties, if you're watching, just go. Just go. Now, there are key bindings, but not in the game. They're in that launcher. So, there's that. Anyway, I'm gonna increase the game volume up again. I have subtitles turned on, so game volume won't normally be this high, but I'll let it go for now, okay? Okay.
Ulukai? Ulukai! Zon Nikar! Zon Guarta!
You guys want to keep it down? My head is splitting.
Ulukai, are you unhurt?
I think so, Doc, except my hearing's a bit out of whack.
I do not understand, Ulukai.
Ulukai? What's that, some egghead word for... Holy shit!
What is egghead?
Who are you? Where are the others?
I am Zokrim, leader of the Dolotai Guardians. What others do you talk of?
Others, like me.
We found you alone, Ulukai. No others were there.
Brilliant. Now what?
Now? Now we will help you retrieve your 5 Mons and defeat Feyran and his soldier leader Croax. Then all of Adelpha will be free.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Slow down there, Chief. I hate to burst your bubble, but I've already got a world to save.
Yes, Ulukai, and that is Adelpha.
Why do you keep calling me Ulukai? The name is Cutter Slade.
Hundreds of moons ago, the Prophet Khazar spoke of a higher being, the Ulukai, who would arrive at this time to save Adelpha from destruction at the hands of Feyran. To do this, you will need the 5 Mons, sacred objects that have been hidden around the regions of Adelpha, awaiting your arrival.
Sounds like you have some real problems. Zokgrim, was it? But right now, I gotta find the 3 other people on my team and a busted probe. That's my first priority. If I have time afterwards, I'll see what I can do about helping you, okay?
If you search for friends and busted probe, have you a way of finding them?
Now that you mention it, no, I
don't. Then I propose a deal with you, Ulukai. I will tell the other Dolotai Guardians to go out into their regions and search for what you seek. When they discover anything, they will get word to me, then I to you.
How many men do you have?
Once we numbered in the thousands. Now we are but 100, and getting smaller with each moon.
So if I help you get these Mons, you'll use your 100 eyes and ears to look around this world for me?
Yes.
Doesn't sound like I have much of a choice here. How will you know where I am?
We will know, Ulukai. Many Talon will not believe in you until they hear stories of your good deeds. All will watch your every move.
Fair enough. Now the probe is a big, shiny metal object, and I need to find it first.
Is this what you seek?
A backpack? Where'd you get that?
It was found where you arrived, Ulukai, as were many sacred objects of the Yods.
No, the probe is much bigger than that. You said the rest of the equipment is there?
No, Ulukai. When sacred objects were discovered, many Talon take them for themselves, to have a little part of the Yods, and to feel hope that some moon they would help. Most Talon will not want to give up their sacred objects.
This mission will be a snap, Commander. It's just a simple repair operation. What could go wrong? Well, let's count. I lost my crew, can't find the probe. My equipment is being used by the natives as rosary beads. And I have 1 backpack with my HK P-12 and 30 rounds of ammo. I believe that places this mission somewhere just south of Fubar.
I did not understand all what you said, Ulukai. But if you are looking for more items, I would like to give you this.
What is it?
This Gamsa is believed to save a Talon's essence when it is held and squeezed in one's hand. When you do this, a strange glow builds inside the Gamsav, and after a few moments, it lets out a bright light. This is believed to imprint your essence on the Gamsav, but you cannot move while the light is growing.
Skip it, Chief. This is too much. Look, I think I need to clear my head. Got a place I can stretch my legs a bit?
Of course, Ulukai. Our camp is open to you. You should find my son now. He can help you. Once he has done so, return to me, and I will open the Dalka, so you may leave.
Thank you, default audio settings, for completely overpowering the dialogue. I knew it was a good idea to turn on subtitles. That's gonna be another thing Grimith looks at later. Anyway, let's go ahead. Fresh 3D presents an Infogrames production. Outcast. Created by Appeal. Because what game intro would be without Gregorian chanters, right? Directed by people. Good job, everyone. Totally not foreboding, or ominous at all, right? I'm sure it'll be fine. Alright, everyone. So we're screwed. That's basically the gist of it. I suppose we'll just have this first video continue to be exposition here. And I will start by explaining the very first thing. That's good. So, what the game meant by the whole concept of Samgab, the whole crystal thing and whatever, saving is a limitation in this game. And that you can't just save and it occurs instantaneously. According to the instruction manual, and according to what we just heard there, saving takes some time to activate. During which time, the protagonist is completely vulnerable. Woo, vulnerabilities, yeah! Anyway, suppose I will just have some final exposition here. We'll read a bit out of the instruction manual, because there are some character backgrounds to go along with this. The instruction manual is not that large, but there are some biographies. Our protagonist here is Cutter Slade, because if that's not a B-rated action movie name, I've never heard one. He's had a distinguished career. He was born in the 1960s, and this game takes place like sometime in the 2000s, I think. So there's that. Cutter Slade, incredibly well-trained. He served in the Navy SEALs. Then he got pushed out. All sorts of fun activities. He was a drunkard, but for whatever reason, he has been chosen to be the leader for this mission. But I imagine due to the biographies, because of a higher-up who was a friend of his, who was selected by the President of the United States to form this group. You know, secret and dangerous missions and all that, and this would be one of them. The female character, whom Cutter clearly had a backstory with, is Marion Wolf. Essentially, she's a photographer who originally wanted to be a researcher, but her mother, who's a senator, pushed her into journalism. Cutter and Marion had like a thing together, and her photographer died, and the senator pretty much blamed Cutter Slade for everything, and it forced Cutter to resign from his position after extensive legal action and investigation. And then the other two characters ended up being egghead scientists, William Kaufman and Anthony Zhu, I believe. The control scheme, I won't go too much more into the details of the manual. If you want it, then you can get the manual, perhaps even purchase the game yourself. How about that? Yeah. But one other thing I'll show off is my control scheme. And I figured I'd just leave this on default, because God forbid I change anything. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what'll be comfortable and what won't be comfortable. So, that's my controls right there. Let me go ahead and just fit that to screen a little bit better. Yeah. I can move around looking with the mouse. My primary and secondary buttons are set to my first and second, left and right mouse button. But I move around with the arrow keys. This was before the time of WASD. Instead, I have all of these other things. And since I can't access key bindings in the game, I'll have to learn all that stuff. At any rate, setup for this took a little bit longer than I planned. I had wanted to do my entire time with the game in one session and then upload it before the new year, but old games. So, I don't even have a save option, but the game did just start. I suppose we'll just have to skip through all the things, and next video we'll pick up right from this point, and we'll have a tutorial thing that we go through, and, well, see if this game's any more enjoyable. Take care.